My name is Geoffrey Rockwell. I'm the director of the Kule Institute for Advanced Study here at the University of Alberta, which is one of the sponsors of this event. I'm going to begin with a few words of respect. The University of Alberta respectfully acknowledges that we're located on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota, Sioux, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community. Our evening will proceed as follows. After me, Walter Dixon, the Interim Vice President, Research, will say a few words, and then he will introduce Dominic Berube, Vice President of Research Programs at the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, who's traveled here today from Ottawa to bring us greetings. We will then hear from some of our colleagues who have recently received grants. I'll not be introducing them individually, as they have slides that do that, and you have the program with their names. The 9 lightning talks will be followed by some brief words by the Edmonton City Council, because as you know, the humanities, social sciences, and arts are also about the real world and can have a direct or indirect impact on the issues that municipalities care about deeply. I want to encourage you all to stay after the talks for the reception, to meet each other, to meet the scholars, to meet our guests. And so I would like to invite Dr. Dixon up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Geoffrey, for your introduction. I think the acknowledgement of the land is an important part of our cultural awareness as a community. Events like Open Minds celebrate both the University of Alberta's research and creative activity in the social sciences, fine arts, and humanities, as well as the important contribution made by the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council to the scholarly life of our university and of Canadian society. SHIRC, as I'll call it from now on, promotes university research, creative activity, and training in the humanities, fine arts, and social sciences across the country. The Council's grants and fellowship programs allow scholars to pursue world-leading research in the wide variety of disciplines and to help shape the social, cultural, legal, economic, and political landscape of our contemporary society. The University of Alberta is deeply appreciative of all the support our researchers and trainees have received from SHIRC since it was created 40 years ago. SHIRC's Imagining Canada's Future initiative aims to ask tomorrow's questions today, ensuring that the humanities and social sciences are centrally positioned to make key contributions to addressing complex societal challenges facing us all. This annual event not only showcases research conducted in this area across campus, but also stimulates discussions within and beyond the SHIRC disciplines. My sincere thanks to everyone here today and for your ongoing contributions to this important dialogue. I would like to particularly extend my appreciation to the group who did such an excellent job in devising the program, and in particular say thank you to the event co-chairs, Geoffrey Rockwell from the Kule Institute for Advanced Study and Heather Young-Leslie from the Grant Assist program. The support from the faculties of arts and education is an important component of this event, as is the work of the research facilitators and many other volunteers. Thank you all for your numerous contributions to ensure the success of Open Minds again this year. It is now my sincere pleasure to introduce Dominic Berube, who has served as Vice President Research Programs at SHIRC for the past 2 years. Prior to that, she worked in various administrative positions related to research services at the Université du Québec à Montréal and the Université de Montréal. Dr. Bérubé holds a doctorate in environmental sciences. She played a key role in the development of Érudit, which offers centralized access to the majority of North American Francophone publications in the social sciences and humanities, and supports researcher-driven initiatives in the creation of new development tools for the digital humanities. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dominic Berube.
So thank you so much. I'm obviously delighted to be back here. Some of you might remember I was there 2 years ago. I had just been named at my position at SSHRC. I think I was 1 month old in my position and visiting in Edmonton. So I think it's going to be a bit easier for me this year to just be in the role. I think also I would like to start also this presentation also in the spirit of the commitment of SSHRC towards the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and especially the call for Action 65. I would like also to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 6 territory, a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous people, including Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, and Nakota Sioux, among others. Bonjour, donc je suis Dominic Berube, vice-présidente au programme de recherche au CRSH. I'll call it SSHRC 2, starting from now, like everybody else. I'm also responsible for the Tri-Council programs, so the Canada Research Chair, the Canada Excellence Research Chair, and all of these other Tri-Council programs that keep me sometimes busy. Important responsibilities that I took also, and which makes my presence here, why I'm so interested in the presentation, is that SSHRC has put me in charge of the Indigenous Research Strategy and the response to the Call for Action 65, as well as the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Plan for the Tri-Council programs. So I think at least lately they decided that I was going to take in charge a redesign of the CCV, but I won't discuss that today. So I've come, just like Walter mentioned, I came from Ottawa just to congratulate you all for that incredible success. I think I don't need to explain to you the difficulty of the process to get there, and even the difficulty of the process once you get that grant. Even if you're so happy to get it, you can be really proud. The peer review process is extremely stringent, and you've been selected among the most excellent candidates, so really congratulations on that. I was just looking at the list, and I won't expand on it, just like Geoffrey mentioned before. I mean, everybody's going to have the opportunity to present their own research, but it's the diversity of the topic is really fascinating, and I was just so amazed at how important these topics are for Canada and for all of us in the research results. So maybe I can say before I leave all the space and the time to the researchers, maybe I can share with you a few information regarding the fundamental science review that was mentioned before, or what we call, what everybody knows better as the Naylor panel. The Naylor panel reminded us all of the importance of investigator-led research, and also the importance of supporting the researchers at all the levels of their careers. And I think that we have some very good examples among the 9 people who are going to present today. And at SSHRC, we find that this is really important. I think that among the different councils, there's been some difficulties to support the young researchers or the mid-career researchers, and we've put some tremendous efforts to be certain that we have opportunities that can be dedicated to all researchers and that everybody finds its space. So we're there to listen to you, we're there to improve, we're trying the best we can, so don't hesitate to share with us your concerns regarding the system, because we really want to make it as flexible and as nimble as possible for you all. Regarding the fundamental science review, there are some important things to draw your attention. I mean, maybe the recent announcement made by the Minister of Science about the creation of the, I'll try to say it right, the Canada Research Coordinating Committee, so a new acronym for us, the CRCC, which is now Our Lives. There was before some sort of informal tri-council at the president level committee, but this time they formalized it, and she sent a mandate letter to the 3 presidents stating some important mandates, some objectives that they need to deliver a strategic plan within the next 2 months, and they need to show results within the next 18 months. So we will see a lot of action in the next 18 months regarding harmonization across the Tri-Council. The minister insisted on improving the support for international, multidisciplinary, risky, and rapid response research, and that's in addition to the investigator-led research. To be very honest, we do not know yet what kind of form this is going to take. It could be some specific initiatives like we've seen in the past, just like it could be more investments in each of the tri-councils and ask the tri-council to find a solution to work together to deliver on these objectives. So this is still under negotiation at the government level. She also asked that we ensure better access to funding for young researchers. This is a bit less a challenge for SSHRC. With IDG, we've about 40% success rate, but when you look at the other councils, they're around 13-15%, so especially at CIHR. So we still need to make sure that there's room for all the young researchers to enter the system. Improving equity and diversity, so I'm on the first line for that, especially we're using, the tri-council programs to try to implement the new measures and try to improve the situation in all universities across Canada. And I can tell you that this is something that the minister will not walk away from. She is adamant about it, and it really involves a daily follow-up with the minister's office regarding the progress that we're making with that. We're pretty proud of the latest news that we've heard from for example, at the last CRC competition. Results are not announced yet, but we still got 41% of application that came from women, so that was a big change. And there was also a competition for the Chair 150 that was to recruit at the international level, but we did get 50% of women applicants. So, and a very good distribution across all sectors, about 30% from SSHRC, and so it was really hopeful in terms of how the system is evolving at this point. Another commitment that you might have, if you look at the mandate letter, which is public, you can also see that she specifically indicated in her open letter that the members of the CRCC are mandated to support SSHRC's leadership in responding to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission call for action 65. So this is going to mean that SSHRC is going to lead a tri-council effort regarding Indigenous research, and we're going to try to engage in a lot of engagement. I don't call it consultation because this is not a political consultation. It's really engagement and discussion with the Indigenous stakeholders in how to go forward with such a commitment. I'll be happy to discuss it. In fact, I'm meeting with some Indigenous researchers tomorrow morning, and I'll be able to share with them some of the ideas that we have regarding that. I guess another great news for us is that the chair of the CRCC for the first year is going to be Ted Hewitt, our president at SSHRC. So at least we've got somebody there who is really committed to your community, and we can really hope that this is going to bring some interesting change in the system. So I guess I'm going to finish there and just thank you for all being there, and I guess I'll enjoy just as much as you the presentation for the researchers, and I'll just I encourage you to come and talk to me and write to us so that we can still improve and take into consideration everything you have to say. Thank you.